correct it if it is wrong.
I see what you're saying.
Ngayon, ang tanong naman talaga dyan, is the remedy that Tulfo is giving the right remedy? Yung gamot ba na binibigay ni Tulfo, yun ba yung tamang gamot? Na kapag ito, you took it, it will actually cure your disease. The answer is no. Bakit? Tignan na lang natin yung ginagawa niya. Pag tumutulong siya, gumagawa siya ng kung ano-ano man. Pati yung mga batas na pinapasa niya, redundant. Meron na. Bakit niya pinapasa yung mga ito? Dahil may viral na issue na ganyan.
So
Yun
what
lang
you're
naman
saying
din.
is
So,
that
ngayon,
isa siyang countervailing
Yes.
force. Your argument is that kay Digong may problema sa application of due process dahil selective, etc. Pero yung issue dito sa kabila is countervailing force siya doon sa advocacy mo, which is pagandahin natin yung
Exactly.
sistema, 'di ba? Let's modernize it. Pero parang
Yes.
hindi tumutulong yung isa diyan because iba yung parang ginagawa. I get what you're saying. I think that's your argument, right? Na hindi siya
Yes,
tumutulong with the situation.
hindi siya tumutulong at
He's
all.
pushing in the other direction. Yun yung argument mo.
Yes, parang sinasabi niya na, ito, wala talagang kwenta yan. Kaya dito kayo sa akin. Hindi yung, sige. may problema
Parallel.
yan.
Parang parallel siya. Parallel system.
Yes. So, ang gusto niya, parang the more he promotes na walang kwenta yung justice system natin, the more na maraming magkaka-interest sa Rafi Tulfo in action. Di ba? Kasi parang ganun eh. It's like he's competing with the justice system. Sasabihin ko walang kwenta dyan, kaya pumunta kayo dito kasi ako yung last recourse. I make things happen. Dyan, walang nangyayari dyan. So how is that fine? How is that okay? If you really think about it, is Rafi Tulfo in action actually helping people or helping Rafi Tulfo? Pag titignan mo rin, ilan ba yung natutulungan ni Rafi Tulfo compared doon sa mga tao na may kailangan? So you think Rafi Tulfo in action as a program, yung ginagawa ni Rafi Tulfo, is it sustainable? If you adapt that and if you impose to people na ikaw yung last recourse and you have the answer to everything, how many people can you help? Yan ba yung tama? O yung ito na dapat kahit may mali, itama natin? Yun ang nagiging problema ko doon kay Rafi Tulfo. That's why I'm very critical about what he's saying.
3 points, no? Again, I want to be fair also. I mean, at some point, I'll also have Idol Rafi just to get also his side. But my sense from him is 3 points. No? I mean, first of all, well, salamat sa kanya, andyan ka na rin, di ba? You're trying to balance him out, right? So in a way, he's also creating inspiration for you people to come in. So that's one thing. The other thing is, how should I put it? Ako naman, kung titignan mo yung sinasabi ko a year or two ago, I think I was much closer to you. But the reason why slightly different yung direction ng analysis ko is not because he's the senator now and blah, 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 or paras kami sa TV5, whatever. No. My argument kasi is, remember we discussed arc of redemption na people can also change, including you and I, na pasaway nung mas bata, mas pasaway dati. Part of me felt maybe the office of the Senate actually could bring out the better angels in Rafi or the whole Tulfo brand. Because sometimes the office can change the person, not totally 100%, but there could be a positive kind of interaction. And lastly, I understand your argument about the countervailing force, but it could be also kind of a transitional phase until, you know, we have more, I don't know, people like you or people like Jokno, you know. You get what I'm saying? Like, I understand for me kasi in the yin and yang, there could be still a movement forward.
Yes.
I know it sounds very dialectical,
Yeah,
philosophical,
I understand.
but do you get where I'm
Parang
coming from?
trying to point out.
In the same way na even with Digong, despite all my concerns about his foreign policy, sa tingin ko, yung nagiging pro-China niya was an over-response or correction dun sa pagiging masyadong pro-American ng iba. So now suddenly we have a Hegelian new synthesis na medyo interesting kung saan friendly tayo sa Russia and Iran, friendly din tayo sa US, and then sa China tignan natin, which I think is that should be the way. Honestly, that's what I've been saying for 10 years. So maybe I'm being over-optimistic here, Kapsat, no? But I don't know, that's what gives me faith na as much as I'm frustrated, I mean, probably I also want us to be more like Norway or New Zealand or whatever, but as things stand, sa tingin ko, this could create a dialectical yin and yang whereby, you know, Rafi's bringing people like you into the picture, right? And then I think Rafi's also reaching out. He's talking to people like me, etc. People like this or that. And so parang sa tingin ko, I don't know, maybe I'm being naive, Kapsata, but I believe in arc of redemption because I saw that in our own lives. And I believe in dialogue and conversation because I think we can feed off on each other in terms of good dynamics. Kaya I'm not giving up eh. Kaya even with the supporters of Digong, marami nagbabash sa atin, ganun. I never judge them at all because I think they just have to listen. Saan tayo galing? Hindi kami pro-drugs. Hindi kami, we want also to fight against drugs, but in the right way, maayos na way. And you know, last point I want to say on this, I talk to some people in media which are supposed to be the most critical media people kay Digong. Pero behind the scenes, sinabi sa akin, when it comes to intention, actually, sometimes in fairness, you have to give it to Digong, which is very surprising to me because, di ba, you will expect these people will say, hindi talagang may conspiracy dyan. Alam, you can imagine what's the argument, right? Pero actually, some of them said, mali lang yung method, pero minsan magandang intention eh. So, I don't know. Kaya for me, I always keep my mind open. I don't wanna judge a person as hopelessly bad or in the same way, ayoko yung mga kulto-kulto na parang ito yung santo ng politiko. It doesn't work. That's not how a mature democracy works. Eh. Kaya that's where I come from, Kapsata. Kaya I like these conversations because I think it brings us to some sort of a new synthesis, a dialectical synthesis. And in a way, I think in one way or another, you and I, in our small ways, are contributing to national development, national discourse development. Tingnan mo naman, libo-libong nanonood sa atin ngayon. Kasabay pa natin ng FIBA. Akalain mo ba yan, 5-10 years ago, na people will watch us? Thousands will watch us while there's FIBA with Luca, right? I'm proud of this. I think this was impossible 5-10 years ago. But thanks to you, thanks to our efforts, this is happening. So salamat kay Idol Rafi in a way, right? That we have people like you
Tapos,
also.
in relation naman doon kay sa sinasabi mong balance, I agree with that naman. No? Tapos, I always maintain naman, as hard as I can, no? Na I stick to the issue. Issue, hindi tao. Yun nga yung
exactly.
Ang motto ko doon sa
Correct.
Whenever I criticize Rafi Tulfo, I don't criticize
The person.
him actually.
Yeah.
I criticize what he's doing. So if the people, yung mga kabatas natin na nanonood sa akin, they know that I talk about Rafi Tulfo because there are issues again na sinasabi niya. Like for example, itong issue na naman tungkol sa teachers na inaakusahan niya yung mga public teachers na corrupt. Kasi nga, narinig mo ba yung sinabi niya sa Senate? Yung sinabi
Hindi
niya
ko na-catch yan. Sorry about that. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sinabi niya dun sa sinabi niya na yung mga public school teachers daw, ang ginagawa nila, yung mga nagbibigay ng donations, ng pera, ng mga teachers na may kaya, ng mga magulang na may kaya, yun daw yung ginagawang honor student, yung mga anak nila. Tapos, yung mga hindi daw nagbibigay ng donations, yung voluntary donations, o kaya in money or in kind, binabagsak daw yung mga anak. So, well, bakit mo gagawin? Bakit mo sasabihin yun? In the first place, wala ka namang hearsay yung sinasabi mo, wala kang testigo. Tapos dapat, di ba, kung sino man yung teacher na yon na corrupt dahil gusto lang ng pera, tapos kung sino yung nagbigay ng pera, yun yung magiging honor student, yun ang ipapasa at ibabagsak yung isa. It's very wrong. So how will you not criticize that? So people think na ito na naman si Atty. Libayan. That's why I always ask them, mali ba yung sinasabi ko? Mali ba yung sinasabi ko? Kung mali yung sinasabi ko, please correct me. Ganun na lang naman kasimple. Pero what they do is they just dismiss me. So, okay sa inyo, na-corrupt ang mga teachers. Kasi sinabi ni Rafi Tulfo. Well, siguro may mga corrupt na teachers, but not all of them.
So what you're saying is that dapat mas evidence-based, mas targeted, hindi gross generalization. We have to be important. Let's not sensationalize things. Trial by publicity is something that we have to avoid.
Tapos inamin niya pa yun na he does trial by publicity. And he said it works. Oh my goodness.
But,
how will I not be critical?
I understand. Again, I understand where you're coming from. Ang akin lang, the reason why I see some people support Tulfo is because they feel na may mga official dyan na kung simple ka lang tao or something, they're not gonna give you your piece of the due process. But if there's a pressure, there's a Tulfo element, there's a media element, mas siseryosohin ka nila. In a sense that, yes, base sa ating saligang batas, we have innate rights, right? Except in reality, those innate rights are not automatically operationalized, right? That's the imperfection I have. But I completely understand also where you're coming from because what you're saying is that, granted na may ganitong problema, But we're not gonna fix the problem if we push things in a different direction, right? Siguro where we differ is, for me naman, there could be a yin and yang here. At some point also there could be a convergence. Maybe I'm more optimistic on this point. But that's why I also appreciate your intervention, because I think there have to be some good arguments to be made there, and I think you were the right person to make it. Now, speaking of not personalizing things and sticking to the issue, obviously this will bring us to Banat Bay, but I think we have to park that kasi lampas na tayo sa 2 oras, ilang beses nag-crash yung YouTube
sige.
ko. Let's park
Next
that,
time
Kapsat. I know we'll be on the road again soon. I want you to get some rest. But I hope that you appreciated at least ito yung first, I hope, no? Beginning of series of conversation.
Bago tayo, siguro meron
Sige lang.
akong iiwanan.
Sige lang, Kapsat.
Sandali lang, bago tayo magpaalam, tungkol doon sa Tulfo na issue. Kasi binanggit mo kanina na parang kung wala yung Tulfo, parang hindi gagawa, hindi mag-work o gagawa itong mga malalaking tao, the officials, hindi sila matatakot.
I see what you're saying,
Pag hindi niya tinawagan. Di ba? Ito rin kasi ang iniisip ko eh. Di ba, in part parang promote din yan nung padrino system. So, ilan lang ba ang pwedeng tawagan ni Rafi Tulfo?
Limited yan, exactly.
Full health.
Yes.
Doon sa tao, it's limited. Tapos, ang nangyari pa dyan, may nakapila. Tapos yung tinawagan ni Rafi Tulfo, dahil malakas siya yung mauuna sa pila. Siya yung mapaprioritize. Tapos, di ba ganun yung ayaw natin, yung padrino system? Na ito, sinabi ni Tulfo kasi kaya unahin natin ito. Ito, na lumabas sa Rafi Tulfo, in-action yan, dapat priority yan, dapat ito, bossing yan. Di ba, it causes parang unfairness dun sa mga tao na hindi naman na-ere sa Rafi Tulfo in action. Somehow, it also destroys the system.
I see again your argument. Thank you for pointing that out. I'll also make another argument. Remember yung sinabi mo kanina yung parang fear factor kay Digong na dahil dun sa drug war medyo nagtago. My sense is the shadow of Tulfo sometimes could be also a positive thing, no? Na hindi mo pwede basta-bastahin yung mga tao because baka matulfo ka or something. Again, I'm not trying to spin this. I'm just trying to understand saan galing yung demand for the Tulfo way of things. Bakit si Erwin is now in line to be the number 1 for Senate in the same way Rafi Tulfo was, Idol Rafi Tulfo was. I'm just trying here to understand saan galing ang ating kababayan, no? And I completely agree where you're coming from as an officer of the court. For me lang kasi, I think this is a serious discussion that how I wish there were people like you 5, 10, 15 years ago, or there were 10 of you and 10 of me. But I don't know, again, when I say this has yin and yang effect, it doesn't mean it makes it right? Wrong things, one innocent person being wrongly accused, it's an eternity of of wrong
Pero
in itself.
Pero tama rin naman kasi chaos most of the time brings out positive change din naman eh.
Well, not always, right? We're not saying it's automatic, but I'm just saying at least in this case, I see, in fairness, that has... Kaya nga parang sabi ko, yung mga issues mo sa kanila, in a way parang hamon yan sa inyo. In the same way na yung administration ni Digong naging hamon para sa amin mga foreign policy people. Because, kaya nga ako may vlog, di ba? I didn't bother to do vlogging, bro. Because I have my own stuff, right? And then na-realize ko, kung hindi tayo mag-vlog, hanggang news lang tayo, kakainin tayo ng buhay ng kabila na kahit kachipangan at mga kaloko.
Ka na lang dyan
diba,
lagi,
parang,
diba?
why am I leaving the field to these people na mga kachipangan lang sinasabi na obviously pro-China, obviously alam mo nangyari. So sabi ko, wait lang, I have to come in and explain this thing to people. And, binabash tayo live, etc. Okay lang, they have to understand saan tayo galing. Hindi tayo papakyut dito. So, the reason I say that is because nangyari kinda sa akin din yan, na feeling namin dun sa issue ng West Philippine Sea, sa UNCLOS Arbitration Award, hindi namin pwede gawin na hanggang mainstream media, official lang kami. We have to engage people. Kaya sa akin, I took it as a challenge. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And next thing you know, you have million followers, you have hundreds of thousands of views every day. That's good. And sometimes not. It's okay. But kaya nga, I'm just saying, maybe that's where the passion comes from for you and me. Now we're doing what we're doing, despite the fact na namulat talaga tayo sa mga problema. We see it in every day in our jobs, no? And that's why I really appreciate this. But thank you. I like this back and forth. I throw 3 points.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kapsat, this is how I do it. No, you throw it back at me, and hopefully next time we can have you in studio para more interactive. Sige, pag-usapan din natin si Banat Bay next time. Pero I think we did enough because really the purpose of this was to clear the air, no? To clear the air in terms of people understanding saan galing yung mga arguments mo, 'di ba? Saan galing yung banat mo, 'di ba? Yung ano yung ambag mo. And I'm super happy and glad, Kapsat, na you shared your points of view. And nakikita ko sa responses, yeah, may mga, of course, may mga Tulfo supporters, may mga Duterte supporters, may mga Libayan supporters na ayaw sa akin, or I don't know, whatever. Pero 90% ng mga responses are very positive, I see here. And I think this just says that maybe you and I are doing something right. And I see a lot of people are saying, more of this please, more of this. Kaya masabi ko, let's stop here, i-park muna natin yan. Ayaw natin ubusin yan. Kasi nung first podcast ko with si Lord De Vera, 3 oras na kami, pare. Ibang klase yan. So, we can do a Joe Rogan one hopefully in the future. So, what I'm gonna do is, don't worry guys, alam ko nagkaroon ng technical issues both on his side and mine, nagka-crash na yung YouTube ko, not yung Facebook. We're gonna upload this in bits and pieces na lang, siguro 3 pieces.
Yeah.
No? One in Digong, one on Tulfos, one about you and your life and Magalong. No? So, don't worry about it. Lalabas namin yan over the next days or so. But at least you can have the audio version here. You can hear this discussion. Yun lang, Kapsat. Ako, I'm very grateful na nakikita ko na may mga na-comment nga dito eh. Don't worry, maraming critical thinking people na gusto manood dito kaysa FIBA. So, you know, who would have thought, right? You know, so I'm proud. I'm very proud of this. Happy.
When I started this, I was not expecting anything. Tapos, right now, I'm shocked. It's like, people really want to learn. Kasi, social media used to be entertainment lang. Parang wag mong seryosohin yan. Di ba? Parang pag pumunta ka dito, dapat makipagbardagulan ka. Hindi. Well, sorry, hindi kami nandito para dyan. We are here for critical thinking and moving something na will make a change, di ba? Parang ganun. Parang
pero yung maganda, wala kang expectation, di ba, Kapsat? Kasi kung may expectation ka tapos hindi mo na-meet, mawawalan ka ng gana. Kasi marami ayaw mag-online kasi konti lang views nila. Sabi ko, of course sa una, hindi maging million ng views mo. In my case kasi I started during election. So swerte, biglang ang laki ng views. But I never had illusion. Sabi ko, pagtapos na elections, mag-iitbulaga na lang tayo, which will be our next discussion. So, next collab natin, hopefully either in studio, hopefully later this one, God willing, inshallah, or next one, whenever both of us are available. Let's do more Itbulaga. Let's do other things and explain both the legal, political, and also personal. Because at the end of the day, you and I are just 2 Filipino citizens, no, who are trying to contribute to the nation. And
exactly.
All I want to say to our audience is, alam mo, dahil sa inyo, ginagawa namin yan. Kasi lahat kami, may day jobs kami, may night jobs pa ngayon iba sa amin, di ba? I mean, lalong buhay journalist, di ba? But, kaya nga na-encourage kami. I thought this is just gonna be a 30 minutes pakyut lang, but it turned out 2.5 hours at obviously kulang na kulang pa rin.
2.5 hours na ba?
Yeah, almost, bro. Pero kulang na kulang pa rin yan, di ba? Kulang na kulang pa rin yan. So, I hope this is just the beginning of more conversations, and please send my regards to your family, Kapsat, and my apologies if I ate into your family time, but hopefully no regrets. Alright, and
okay.
Idol Rafi, Tatay Digong, ayan, huwag kayo magalit, kausapin din namin kayo para fair, di ba? Pero Kapsat ko yun, pag-usapan namin.
Okay.
Thank you Kapsat. God bless and talk to you soon. I'll send you guys link, ha. Don't worry, once I give you link, you can counter post, cross post on your pages. Collaboration lang yan, so I'm very flexible about that. Salamat, God bless, and talk to you soon. Wait lang, picture lang tayo para i-post natin, baka akala nila kung sinong ibang Libayan. Yan, para alam nila ikaw yan, baka alam nila may AI akong kausap para may ano sa'yo. Sige, Kapsat, God bless.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ingat.
Ingat, bye-bye.
Alright guys, thank you very much. Pasensya na, medyo nagka-crash itong YouTube natin. Alam ko bitin na, walang 2.5 hours na bitin pa kayo sa amin. De, alam niyo naman, yun nga ang point ko eh. Kasi kami ni Attorney Libayan, na-misunderstand kami as mayabang, as whatever. Pero actually, kung titignan niyo, pagkausap namin ibang tao, whether itong sa kabilang kampo or walang kampo or kampo-kampo, we try to keep the station as open as possible. At kita niyo naman yung dynamics namin ni Attorney Libayan. You know, we're open-minded in the sense that, di ba, for every point he says, I will give the counterpoint. For every point I give, he gives the counterpoint. Minsan, kina-counterpoint pa namin yung sarili namin. So, I hope na-appreciate nyo, mga kabatas at saka mga kameta. Yan, yung ginagawa namin dito. So, I'm proud and happy, and thank you dun sa pagsalubong nyo dito sa conversation namin. I look forward to having more collaboration also with Attorney Libayan. So, as you can see, marami tayong kino-collabs kasi I always believe in different points of view. So, si Dr. Claudio from UC Berkeley pag mga international historical issues, of course si Secretary Llamas pag about opposition, progressive movements, human rights. Si Atty. Libayan naman itong sa mga issue na law and order, of course, kausapin natin more. And of course, my vlogger friend extraordinary si Mark Gamboa naman, lalong-lalo na yung mga issue ng sports, entertainment. So, I hope nakikita niyo yung effort nito. So, I'll try to break this down into 3 different episodes kasi ang haba ng usapan eh. So, at least 3 parts. Isang part about Duterte legacy and issues about, at least his issues with Tulfos. And then of course yung first part about Mayor Magalong, no? At saka yung buhay ni Atty. Libayan. This is what we love to do. So I really appreciate. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin. And again, pasensya na dun sa technical issues, hindi handa yung sistema namin. Kala ko walang manood masyado dahil sa FIBA. Ano ba, sino nanalo? Slovenia ba? Sorry, Slovenia ako. I mean, I love Canada pero Slovenia ako dahil kay Luka. So salamat sa pagnood nyo even though kalaban namin ng FIBA. Pero yun nga dahil hindi kami nag-expect, tuloy-tuloy lang ginawa namin. Kasi kung mag-expect ka, magla-live ka lang dahil alam mo maraming manood at kikita ka, madali ka madismaya. So I'm super glad na I've been proven wrong at marami pa rin nanood sa atin. Salamat kayo of course, Atty. Libayan. I hope again, please stay put. Lalabas namin yung final versions, clear audio para marinig nyo at makita nyo yung mga kausap at guests natin. Or mas marinig nyo ako ng tama kasi yung audio nilalagay ko dun sa laptop dito. So maraming salamat. Hopefully in the future, sa studio pa namin kausapin si Atty. Libayan. So ito, kay Banat, nakausap namin si Banat Bainon, si Byron. We look forward to Atty. Libayan. Also, we're hoping to have some people in the government, National Security Council, among others also as our guests. So don't worry, tuloy-tuloy lang ito. In the meantime, magpahinga muna ako. I'm still not 100% back and I have to get back to road again. Marami pa tayong mga engagements. Again, salamat din sa mga very kind comments nyo dun sa speech natin sa ASEAN Summit. I would say, representing the Philippines, being the young Filipino thinker, I always feel proud to be there at the international stage. So please check out also, i-upload ko yung speech ko sa ASEAN Summit, ASEAN Business and Investment Summit speech ko this week. I-upload natin by tomorrow afternoon. You should have it on my YouTube, no? Para ma-check nyo rin yung usapan namin, no? So thank you very much. And yes, nagkataon lang kasi ngayon hindi pwede. Actually, dapat studio sana kami. Kaso yun nga may mga travel schedules kami so hindi tumugma. But at least ngayon na medyo may comfort level kami at nakita namin marami nagmamahal sa atin, siguraduhin namin na we can have more face-to-face para mas makita yung interaction na yan. Alright, thank you very much. Mga kabatas, yung mga guests natin dyan, please follow us. And also mga kameta, please follow Atty. Libayan. Support him. Fantastic guy. He's a great guy. Please support him. People like him. Again, you can see na hindi naman kami nag-agree 100% on many things, but I can see where he comes from. No? And in the future, interview din natin sana si Idol Rafi Tulfo and among others. You never know, right? Okay, on that note, thank you very much and God bless. Have a good day.